The biggest, most hype, most anticipated Tamil movie of the year just came out, Coolie, starring Rajnikant, directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, and everyone's asking the big question, was it worth the hype? No, 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 no. It was not worth the hype. Let's talk about it. Starting off, quick synopsis. Rajnikant is the owner of a mansion, and one day he gets the news that his best friend, Satyaraj, is dead. First, they tell him he died by a heart attack, but then later on, Rajni discovers that Satyaraj was murdered. So he says, I'm gonna avenge you. At the same time, somewhere else, Nagarjuna and Saubin are running an illegal gold smuggling business, and they're also a gang. These two stories interconnect, and that's the basic synopsis of the movie. Before I really start dissecting this movie, I want to give some background information about me. I've been a Rajni fan since I was in the womb. The first movie I remember watching was Shivaji the Boss, which is a great movie. My dad's always been a fan, and I've always been a fan, so it does pain me to talk badly about this movie, but I'm not going to say any lies. My first major problem with this movie is action. Action, 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 so much action. Whole movie feels like you're just watching fights after fights after fights. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I think this kid just doesn't like movies with fight scenes in them. No, that's not true. I do like movies with fight scenes in them when they're done correctly. And then you might ask, when are they done correctly? When there's build-up, when tensions rise, and then a fight scene happens, then okay, that's enjoyable to watch, that's entertaining. But this movie had no build-up, no tensions, nothing, just fights, fights, fights. So why would anybody care about who's fighting or who's gonna win? Obviously, Rajini's gonna win, so that makes it even less engaging. My second biggest problem with the movie are the fight scenes themselves. So they were made up of Rajinikanth, and he would fight hundreds of bad guys all by himself. And again, this is not my problem with the fights themselves. My problem is that they were taken very unintellectually, very dumb. I'm gonna compare it with another movie so I can explain the point. Bahubali 2 is a good example of a movie where the main character, he's a one-man army, he fights everyone by himself, but the fights are also smart. So for example, in one of them, he runs up a dam, breaks the dam, and he kills all the bad guys. Now this is something that I can believe, I can get behind this. Okay, this makes sense. He killed all those people not just with his bare hand, but you know, he outsmart them. With Coolie, on the other hand, Rajni would just stand somewhere, all the bad guys would run up to him, and then he would dodge their attacks and then kill all of them. Like, it's unbelievable and it's boring to watch. Con number 3, too much exposition. Movie did way too much telling, not enough showing. And this really takes you out of the movie because when you show the events and you show, oh, why these people don't like each other, what their job is, what they're doing, how they're smuggling, then you start getting involved in the world more. But when they just telling, oh, I do this, I don't like him because of blah, 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 that's when the exposition feels useless and it takes you out of the movie. There were also a few characters that were for the most part useless, like Amir Khan. I have no idea what the point of him being in the movie was, but I guess they just had him for the namesake. I would rate the movie 5 out of 10 because some of the comedy scenes in the first half, they were pretty funny. Also, some Moss scenes that Rajini had they were pretty cool, they were fun to watch. Acting, for the most part, was pretty good. BGM was also good. Anirudh did a good job. Yeah, what held the movie back the most was way too much exposition and a lot of action without any build-up, which took you out of the movie. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching.